What up? Watching another episode of Dallas Ebonics where we talk black. And so today I want to talk about the ancient black Buddha and the Aboriginal people of India. Because it's a real interesting story and how it relates to us over here today. So we're just going to go through the history, you know what I'm saying, real quick. Buddha means the enlightened one, or the blessed one, to become awake. All right. And it started in India, but it moved to Japan and China and all of them later. And originally, the people that was there were a lot of the Aboriginals that came from Australia, which were black, and Africa, who was also black. And they went to India and they made them a little civilization there. And supposedly it was like a really organized and structured civilization. And so when you look up Buddha now and you look at a lot of the statues and the stuff you see now, it has the Asian phenotype. You know, the facial structure of an Asian or of an Indian, but the hair, when you look at the hair and the twists, don't nobody else got that kind of hair but us. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know why they kept their hair like that, but they did. He was known as the first man on earth to preach about peace, about equality, fraternity, and all those things like that. And there's plenty of pictures about the original Buddha. He got big lips, you know what I'm saying? He got, you know, the curly twisted hair. He got a big nose. He's black, you know. And it's not like it's hard for us to believe that they changed him from black to whatever he looked like now, because they did it with Jesus. And we know that for a fact. And so I just wanted to go into like their civilization. So let's just keep reading. Let's keep reading. Blacks were in global power and were beefing with the whites. Cause from what I read is that the people that's there now went in about 1500 BC, right? And they started arguing and beefing with the Aboriginals that was there in India. You know what I'm saying? And around 500 BC, this is what they did. Blacks were in global power and were beefing with whites for about 1,000 years, from 1500 BC to about 500 BC. After realizing they couldn't overpower them physically, they changed the scriptures to manipulate them into submission, just like Christianity and Judaism. See, this is where it gets interesting, because we know that white folks did that to us. We know that they used the scriptures and manipulated and twisted them up to justify enslaving us and to justify our submission to them. I believe that they got that idea and that concept from these people, because these people did it first. You know what I'm saying? They took the scriptures that the Aboriginal people of India believed and they manipulated them in a way to create submission, to enslave their mind. See, this is what makes it so evil. It's not like the slavery from back in the day. See, back in the day, if you owed somebody some money, or if you did something wrong, or whatever the case might have been, they will put you in a slavery for a time. But the American slavery was different, because it was based on your skin color. When you come out the womb at birth, you were a slave out the gate. There's no slavery that has ever done that. You know what I'm saying? But America did that. And just let's keep reading. Just listen to this. They instituted a caste system, which was originally called Brahmanism. Real talk. It was originally called Brahmanism. but is better known as Hinduism. Let me just read to you some stuff they was doing to the black people in India. And they did this in order to enslave the mind. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes the slavery so powerful, because they don't just treat you like you're less than them. They make you believe within your own mind that you're less than them. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I had a situation like this when I went to UNT. Real quick, I went to UNT and I had just got accepted into UNT. And so I'm up there checking out the school, doing my thing, right? And a white lady called the police on me. And here come the police singling me out, acting like I'm some kind of thug or something. Got crowds of people gathering around trying to see why the police are stopping me. I ain't do a damn thing. And they say, oh, well, we got a call. Somebody said, you don't look like you belong here. And then, you know, to make a long story short, I tell him, nah, bro, not only do I go to school, I go to this school. This is my school. And he tell me he don't believe me. I got my ID in my pocket. It's in my pocket. But I shouldn't have to prove anything to you. For what? It's people everywhere out here. What makes y'all think I don't belong here? What about me says I don't belong here? What do y'all think I do with my life? Niggas in the ghetto don't just be sitting around talking and talk about, hey bro, y'all niggas wanna go to UNT right quick? Nobody does that, bro. Nobody goes and hangs out at colleges who don't go there. It doesn't happen. So I'm sitting here like, why wouldn't y'all believe I go here? But I don't have to prove anything to y'all. I got my stuff and I left. And of course I withdrew from that school and went to a different one. But I went home and I told my mama, not only do they treat me like I'm less than them, they make me feel like I'm less than them, which is the goal. This is what they want. They want you to feel like and believe in your own mind that you are inferior. Listen to this, bro. They had to eat the carcasses of dead animals. They could only eat from broken plates. They had to tie a cup around their necks to catch the spit because it was considered contaminating. This is in real life. They had to tie a broom to their rear ends to hide their tracks, since crossing such tracks was forbidden and deemed polluting. Their footsteps were pollution. They could only enter the white neighborhood at night because their shadow was defiling. Blacks had to clean corpses and wear the clothes of the dead. Their women were regulated to the function of common prostitutes, which is still going on now. A lot of the women in India, the black women in India, say that white men will just walk up to them randomly on the street and just offer them money for sex, as if they're like worthless. This racist system goes hand in hand with the Brahmin religion, which is disguised as Hinduism. It's crazy, bro. And we can see a lot of comparisons to that in the American slavery. You know, you have to eat the slops. You know, you can't eat regular food like us. You got to eat the pig feet. You got to eat the chitlins. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat the regular food that we all eat. You got to eat the slops. You know, you can't live in a house with us. You got to live on the outskirts. You know what I mean? You gotta live in filth. All of these breeding farms that they have from us in the Caribbean, where they would just have sex and make slaves have sex with each other to breed stronger and better slaves. They do these kind of things to enslave your mind. They want you to believe in your mind that you are beneath them. You know what I mean? Feeding your babies to alligators. You know, back in the day, you couldn't even look at a white person. You had to walk by them and put your head down as if you was beneath them. These are the things that they do because I feel like white men got this from these Hindu people. I feel like they got that from them. You walk by a white man and you got to put your head down. You can't look at them in their eyes. I've seen videos, bro. I've seen videos. You can't look at them in their eyes or else that was deemed disrespectful. The dehumanization, the demasculinization of black people, of the black man, the way they do that to create inferiority in your own brain, that's evil. It don't get no more evil than that. Not just to enslave people by sheer force and power. No, you're not doing that. You enslaving their mind to convince them that they should be overpowered and dominated. That's evil. That is sick-minded evil. But this is what these people did. And they use this throughout a lot of different populations of blacks all over the place because it works. And it's baffling to me because of how peaceful that these people was. You know what I'm saying? They were nice people. They were all about, equality, and they were all about being fair, It just doesn't make any sense. But I feel like they do that because those are easy targets. See, the supremacists aren't really gangster, bro. They're not really just hard like that. They want easy targets. They want easy targets to make themselves feel better by having someone to dominate. That's how they get off. It's like that's their drive for power. They can't get power on their own, so they manipulate the minds of other people who have already established their own, manipulate the minds of them in order to make themselves feel better about themselves, so they can dominate someone. That's weakness. I have here in my notes, they convinced the Roman Catholic Church to authorize slavery in America to prove that blacks were lower than the chimpanzee and had no soul. And the Roman Catholic Church, from what I heard, blessed every slave ship before it left. Bro, black people done been through a lot, bro. We done been through a lot of stuff. It's amazing that we still here. We done been through a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I just think it's important for us to understand the history of what we done been through. We gotta understand the history, because understanding the history is how we're gonna prevent ourselves from ever going through this again. And one thing I noticed about the blacks that was in the Aboriginals of India way back then is that they were so peaceful and all about equality and fairness and liberty that they just allowed these other people to come in their land. And that's a lot of our problem. Why do we feel as though we have to include everybody in our stuff? We are gonna have to really throw away multiculturalism. We really gotta get firm on this is ours, this will only be ours, and you will not partake. We are gonna have to get like that, bro, because every time throughout history that we allow everybody else to come and associate with us, to come eat with us, to come be cool with us and live in our land, this is what happens. They overpower us, they trick us, and they take everything we have. Why? Because they jealous of us. We are too powerful and too great of a people to let any and everybody come in our mix. Other people are jealous of us, and they hate to see us doing good. So we gotta do something different going forward, bro. We gotta do something different. 'Cause it's rough out here. So holla at me.